Hello, we're super excited to present our Group 6 project today. We aim to actually design for social good because we're making impact by using a digital tool to be able to help improve energy efficiency. Our project is called Urja, which means energy, and our team consists of Taka, Mukul, Coral, me, Angrid, Ligia, and Livia. Next slide, please. So the scope of our project is to be able to design a mobile application to educate homeowners. We truly think that at the depth of our heart, homeowners are vested more than people who rent or lease because they're vested in their properties. They want to make a tangible impact. And thus, we want to be able to help them, educate them, and even engage them by the use of incentives and reward programs where they're able to adapt renewable energy sources and use them to their advantage. Next slide, please. The purpose and the research objectives that we laid out as a team include to be able to understand where the current knowledge and awareness gaps are, where we can step in to understand their needs, their challenges, their preferences, and also to look at where do they value home energy. We also look at evaluating their different effectiveness of incentives to be able to engage them, to be able to have their vested interest more, and to also gather their feedback to run a feedback loop so we can improve our own product as well in turn. We want to be able to develop a user-friendly interface. Obviously, who doesn't like a user-friendly interface? Thus, we want them to be able to simply use that digital tool without being inherited of, oh, I want to switch a screen or something like that. Next slide, please. Moving on with our research goals. The first and most essential point of understanding the user is very critical. Their goals, their expectations during the onboarding. You want to be able to evaluate the effectiveness of different formats. So whether it's a video, an infographic, an article, being able to identify and convey the use of energy efficiency. We also want to highlight pain points, frictions, and opportunities that a user faces so that we can use that as a feedback loop and improve our design. Thus, this feedback loop is very critical for our research goals. Next slide, please. The methods we look at are user interviews, where we're looking at about 10 to 15 different users, being able to understand their needs, their goals. And on the usability testing side, we're looking at 5 to 10 participants to be able to see the effectiveness of our onboarding process. Next slide. The research questions that we came up with, and we want to be able to highlight some of these very critical ones, was the current level of awareness. That helps us engage users on different levels. Do they have educational resources to understand how is it that we save energy? Have they been homeowners for the first time? How important it is for them to reduce their home energy consumption? Are they using an app? They prefer a website? So this is just a sample solution of some of the questions we came up with, but we do think each one of them is critical. Next slide, please. The sessions. So we're looking at a session format where you see about 12 sessions. In terms of their recurrence, we're looking at about 2 for each weekday. In the duration of those sessions, we're looking at about 30 minutes. The sample that we have, so we aim to have an eclectic mix of people because that helps have a non-biased perspective and more inclusive perspective, and being able to adapt that from different perspectives and lenses enables you to be a better designer, better UI interface, and end up with a better design solution as well. So we're looking at students, peers, friends, and family. That's a pretty diverse group to start with. Next slide, please. In terms of the equipment that we used, so we're looking at using usertesting.com as a platform. I think as a group we came together and thought that that is a great tool to get feedback and to be able to engage the users for remote sessions. The schedule is pretty well laid out. So we're looking at about 12 sessions over a period of 6 days. You can see that from a Monday to Saturday. We try to color code it as well. Slide, please. And here we're just going to review our Miro board very quickly. So we're going to toggle to the Miro screen here. And you can see from left to right, we have our research plan, goals, methods, moving on to questions, the participant scenarios, which we'll run through here in a minute. success metrics and evaluation plans, which Coral will talk about in a few slides, and different types of questions, attitude, behavior, qualitative, quantitative analysis. We looked at the mindset and being unstructured, structured, different things like that. And then Yijia in the end will talk about the low fidelity prototypes. Moving back to the presentation. So here we're going to run through our scenarios. So we have about 4 different scenarios. The first one being tracking energy savings. So we want to be able to help enable visualize. How is it that you're able to impact? And that's what we're trying to do here. Next slide. Here we will see the earning rewards. So user completes an action, they are able to claim a reward. Again, engaging the user. Next slide. Here we have different types of installations. Different installations have different R values, resulting in lower or higher energy efficiency. Next slide. Last but not the least, looking at different renewable energy options and their potential sources for their homes, whether solar panel or other like wind, other resources. Next slide, which is a summary slide. So we think critically, feedback loop is the key, and being able to help with a good research and testing and design plan come together. Feedback loop is critical. Understanding where the consumer is coming from, their perspective is critical, and we're able to come together as a group to be able to do that. And that was really, really key for us. And next up, we have Coral talking about our evaluation plan.
So now we're going to talk about the evaluation, our success metrics, and the interview strategy. Next. So for the evaluation, right, we're going to measure our success by our task completion rate, how many users successfully complete the intended task for each scenario, the time they spend on every task, also the error rate, to track in instances where users encounter any errors or difficulties, and also we're going to gather user feedback. Conduct a post-task interview to gather qualitative data on user experience. Next. And so the interview strategy is going to be like a semi-structured interview. We're going to combine predefined questions with open-ended questions to get more detailed feedback. And also think a lot protocol, encourage users to verbalize their thoughts and thought processes, like interacting with the app and providing any other valuable insight into the decision making.
Okay.
So here we have a few of the survey questions. These are the screener questions. So we can actually target better our sample audience. So in these questions we have next. On these questions, we have basic demographics, like your age, your city, where you live, home ownership, to make sure that we're capturing if you're renting or if you own your own residence, your energy consumption, just to make sure if you are aware of these other technologies, if you have any previous use of energy efficiency tools, if you use any kind of technology like smart home devices, and your availability, if you're actually available for these user testing. So the roles, we try to actually have actually predefined roles for every single team member. So we have project managers, we have UX designers and content developers. And also we have our user research that is going to conduct user testing sessions, and also a data analyst that is going to analyze all the user testing afterwards.
I'm going to talk about the low fidelity prototype. So the first page is the user can create an account and personalize their own account. And the next page shows the personalized dashboard and monitoring screens. So the user are able to see the total electricity usage they are able to see the individual rooms for the electricity usage, and then click the living room. Then they can see the usage of the living room. And then the next page showed the education about renewable energy and reverse. So the users are able to see like different pages like tips, and they can learn how smart efficiency energy used about, and then they can earn rewards. Yeah. Thanks for watching our presentation. That's all.